Alright, so I'm done putting the second layer of Kenzo, which is the top coat. So in total it took me 3 hours to coat this thing. I did the first layer, which is the base, and because that one had longer flash times, I was able to do multiple panels, as I mentioned. And that took me roughly about an hour, just shy of an hour. And so I had to kill, I was killing some time, and I waited 2 hours, another hour after that, to put the second coat on there. So I went by the video that IGL has on Kenzo on their YouTube channel, which is, they recommend 2 hours in a certain temperature range. I'll link that video so you guys can actually see it. There is no video on their graphene reinforced Kenzo. So I know that somebody's going to come in and says you waited too long, you have to do it an hour after you apply it. Again, I went by the video that was on Kenzo's website. I'm not an authorized installer for Kenzo or IGL coatings, so I don't have access to all their information from IGL. They're pretty secretive when it comes to certain things. So I went by the video. If you guys have any issues with that, again, that's your prerogative, but I'm not too worried about it. So 2 hours in between coats, just 2 layers, and it looks good. So I started off where I originally began, which is here, and you can see that after I level out the clear, it looks much better. So the reflections are crisper and all that. But if I kind of pan down, you can see the gloss off the fender and the sides here. It looks like it's dipped in glass here. And look at that, it looks pretty good. So once I level out the clear, it looked much better, and you can see that the reflection off the windows from the glass door, the garage lighting are these little LED bars here, but you can actually see how good that and crisp that looks. So it's hard to get white and silver to pop, and they need the right lighting for them to look good. And right now, this lighting, this car looks good. Once it's out in the sunlight, this car's gonna look brighter. These pillars, I polished them with Essence and panel wiped, and then coated with Kenzo, and you can actually see that they look really good. There's not a lot of defects in here. Just so you see the solvent pop. I didn't do anything on them. You can see bad prep at the paint shop right there. So looks good. We'll do the roof stuff at a later date. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm gonna start putting tape lines on there. We can see the rear quarter here with the ambient light coming in through the garage door windows. Looks real good. Here's the trunk. Again, it looks real nice. You can actually see the reflections off the glass there. It looks pretty impressive in person. So if I kind of just pan out this way, you can actually see the reflections. I think me taking the time to level out the clear was worth the time to get this looking right. So I'll coat the taillights at another probably tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do Kenzo on the lights. I probably will. I'll coat it when I coat the spoiler. I'm going to put the spoiler on right now because it's got the gasket, and so it's not going to really seal or keep the coating from curing. You can see that looks pretty darn flat there. So here's the other side. This side, again, I don't have as much light here, but you can see it looks pretty good as well from here. So you can see the reflections are pretty darn crisp. Like I said, I'm glad I took the time to level out the clear with the denim, the Carpro denim pads and velvet pads. So here's the other angle of the hood here. Looks really nice. I mean, it looks really glassy in person. So really, I mean, that's all there is to this one. I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna let this cure for overnight. Once I pull it outside, I will show you what it looks like. Give you a walk around. I'm gonna dress the tires right now with the Adams graphene tire dressing. We'll just mask the ugliness of the McKee's tire coating, so I'm not gonna do that. I'll coat the wheels at a later date because I actually need to rotate the wheels. And once I do that, I will coat them. Like I said, we'll do the roof stuff tomorrow. everything else is done. Glass is done, trim is done. Actually, I got to coat the other side of the trim, but I need some more. I'm waiting for my other bottle of the Pinnacle Black Label ceramic trim restore. So right now only half is coated, and I'll coat the other half when I get the other bottle, which should be in early next week. One thing I will mention is that I did use the Geon Prism light as after each panel after I wiped it off, just to inspect it. And one thing I will mention with the Kenzo top coat, well, let's go with the base coat. So base coat, when you wipe it off, real nice to wipe off. We're talking like buttery smooth. This stuff is really nice. It feels slick after you wipe it off. I really like the way that this comes off and goes on. Really easy to work with. The top coat was a little harder to wipe off. You'll feel some resistance in your towel. Again, nothing crazy, because it's almost a wipe on, wipe off. You're going to be, again, it depends on your temperature. But this one, once you wipe it off, it'll feel tacky. And then once it starts to cure a little bit, it'll start to get some increase in slickness. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the application. I hope I don't have any high spots in here, because I don't want to come back and fix them. I shouldn't have any. I went over this with the fine tooth comb, as I say, and then this Geon light is pretty impressive. You guys need to get this one, get this light. I know it might be expensive, but it's worth the money. It's already paid for itself on it. But again, this car looks great. Pretty happy with it, and this car looks, yeah, it's gonna look good. So when I coat the wheels, I will show you the video on that. I don't know what I'm gonna coat them with. I was gonna get the SPS metal oxide, but I think I'm gonna hold off. I'm just gonna use one of the coatings I have here. Worst case, I just use Deluxe on here. All right, so again, thanks for watching. If you guys have any comments or questions, go ahead and post them down below. This video may be a little longer, but again, just a quick little walk around description of what I did with this car. I'm not going to coat the PPF because it already has C-Quart skin on there and it's been topped multiple times. Plus I need to send these headlights back to get realigned, so I'm going to send them to someplace, and then they're going to fix them up a little bit to align the projectors better. But yeah, that's it. Again, thanks for watching. If you guys have any comments or questions, go ahead and just post them down below. And stay tuned for the next one. Oh, the next video content I will mention is going to be me working on my co-worker's / friend 2017 Dodge Charger. So he's going to bring that to get polished. I polished that in 2019 and recoated. So again, stay tuned for that one. That's going to be an ongoing project, because I'm going to do a wheels off coating. I'm going to paint his calipers and his rotor hats, because he's asking for somebody to do it, and he doesn't have no mechanical skills. So I was like, okay, I'll do it for you. He bought all the paint and stuff, so he's gonna I'm just get the G2 caliper paint kit. So he's got that, and I'm gonna coat. It's got matte surfaces, so we'll coat that. And again, I'll coat the glass as well with one of the things I have on here, and I am gonna do a graphene coating on that car again. And we'll just play around with some stuff. So that's going to be the next video content. And after that, it's probably going to be my brother's 2018 Equinox. We're going to do a paint enhancement and coating on that one as well. Coat his wheels, coat the trim, that kind of thing. So we got a couple things down the pipeline with that. I'll eventually recoat my Camaro. And when I do that, I will show you that one as well. All right, thanks for watching.